Facing opposition demands for the sacking of Union Minister Ajay Mishra Teni, the government today said there is no question of discussing the subject in Parliament as it is in court. Both houses of Parliament were disrupted today over a damning probe report that says the killing of farmers at Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh was a planned conspiracy. The report also calls for new charges against Ajay Mishra's jailed son Ashish Mishra, accused of running over farmers with his SUV. It is a conspiracy. We want the minister to resign, but PM Narendra Modi is not ready. The way the government was forced to take back farm laws, it will be forced to sack the minister, said Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who had given notice for a discussion in Parliament on the report. Opposition protests forced repeated adjournments in Parliament today. Moving on to the next news, Indian Test captain Virat Kohli on Wednesday opened up on how the entire process of naming Rohit Sharma as Team India's new ODI captain in place of him transpired. Virat, while addressing the media before the team's departure for the Test series in South Africa, said that he was informed by the selectors that he won't be the ODI captain anymore just 1.5 hours before the Test squad for the South Africa series was announced, and that there was no prior communication on the same from the BCCI. This statement of Virat's contradicts the statements made by BCCI President Sourav Ganguly over the past few days. Ganguly had mentioned that he had personally spoken to Kohli about the decision to name Rohit Sharma as the new ODI captain, and that so did Chairman of Selectors Chetan Sharma. Moving on to the next news, Group Captain Varun Singh, who was rescued after the helicopter crash that killed Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat and 12 others on December 8, has died today. Group Captain Singh was being treated for severe burns at a Bengaluru military hospital after he was moved from Wellington in Tamil Nadu's Coonoor. He had been on life support according to officials. The Indian Air Force said he died of his injuries this morning. The IAF is deeply saddened to inform the passing away of Braveheart Group Captain Varun Singh, who succumbed this morning to the injuries sustained in the helicopter accident on 8 December 2021. IAF offers sincere condolences and stands firmly with the bereaved family, said an Air Force statement. Moving on to the next news, Punjab Congress leader and former India batsman Navjot Singh Sidhu said tongues wagging Wednesday after tweeting a photo of himself with fellow cricketer Harbhajan Singh months before polls. The cryptic photo caption just said, "Picture loaded with possibilities with Bhaji, the shining star." The tweet comes amid speculation last week the Indian spinning legend and another India cricket star Yuvraj Singh might join the BJP ahead of the 2020 Assembly election in Congress-ruled Punjab. However, Harbhajan Singh moved swiftly to quash such talk. A firm tweet called it fake news. Moving on to the next news, India has approved a $10 billion incentive plan to attract semiconductor fabricators and display manufacturers, its technology minister said on Wednesday, as part of efforts to establish itself as a global electronics production hub. Israel's Tower Semiconductor, Apple's contract manufacturer Foxconn, and a Singapore-based consortium have all shown interest in setting up semiconductor fabrication units in India, a government source told Reuters. Vedanta Group was also keen to set up display fabrication plant in India, the source added.